Exploding red clouds everywhere. It's on your tail and hunts you down to the ends of the earth. Its brand is burning, your stomach is churning. You better run home, because the black beast is chasing you down. When you know those faces, hell will hunt you down.
Alright. Hey guys, it's been a while. I was busy doing stuff and messing up things, but I'm back. It's been about a month, but been a little bit more. Okay, we're gonna jump straight into it. Today in the background we're gonna be having me doing you'll see in the background here I'm coloring Toru from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Mage. This is for her as a berserker. Well, that's going in the background. Today we're going to talk about Backwater Old Man to Swordsman Master. So I heard about this anime coming out a while ago. I wasn't sure where you could watch it, but ironically, I was on Amazon Prime to watch Gundam GQuuuux. Maybe I'll touch on that too. Depends how much time I waste here. So I watched the first episode of GQuuuux. I guess I'll talk about that first. But before I watched the first episode of GQuuuux, I watched Big Micah's video on it. And I guess for some context, I don't know if I really call myself I'm not a hardcore Gundam fan. I like Gundam. I started out with Gundam Wing, like a lot of Americans did. I remember seeing G Gundam at some point. So I went from Wing to G Gundam. That was a little bit of a departure, actually. Didn't watch Cedar Destiny. And I vaguely recall watching a few different episodes of the original OG Gundam when I was younger, when it was on, must have been, I don't know if it was Toonami. I'm not sure exactly where I watched it. It had to be Toonami or some sort of rewatch, because back then it didn't really have internet in my family home, and I also so I don't think I've ever watched the full original Gundam series. I know a lot about it. I've been watching a lot of YouTubers about it. It's really interesting history. I do feel like the 1 year, it's I was on a walk earlier thinking about what I was going to say for this video. But one of the things about the 1 year war that it sounds really cool, but the problem is I was in manufacturing and in welding. So I understand you can build a lot of stuff. You can build a lot of components really easily. But I have a hard time believing they could build the Federation. I guess if you have an entire planet making machines, that's a lot of components. There's a lot of fabrication and manufacturing, and it's a lot of things to go from prototype production phase, which the Gundam was a prototype, and then the gym was the mass production unit. You have your high-end super spec machine, then you have your what can we get away with. It's kind of your Sherman versus your Sherman Firefly. Maybe that's a good comparison. I'm not sure. The Sherman Firefly, I think, just had a bigger gun on it. Oh, there's some other issue. There's some other difference with it. I don't remember. I can't remember my tank history right now, but just one of those things where it's hard for me. I can believe they made the machines in a year. I have a tough time believing they made all the variants in that same time without a lot of production issues. Like you go from the Zaku to the Goof to the, what's that thing called? The Dom. Then you had the Space Dom, the Rick Dom, I believe that was. Xeon, I mean, Germany was pushing out so many different weird tanks throughout the war, but Germany, was it 1938? Germany was, when did World War II officially start? I think it started in 1938 and ended in 45. But did Germany surrender in 45 or 44? Well, anyway, I believe in that time period, a lot of destroyer ships were redesigned, aircraft carriers redesigned, and a lot of those design changes too were not cosmetic, but you build a ship as a ship. Building mobile suits that are 4 stories tall, I suppose there's a lot of overlap in the parts. Sorry, I'll maybe do a video later on my thoughts on the production, on like the production history of the 1 Year War. I'm not like a huge Gundam nerd. I think it just as a guy I find it history, and I also really like I like war documentaries and stuff like that. So maybe that's something I can sink my teeth into. But I'm killing a lot of time here, so I'm just gonna get into GQuuuux. I really don't have much to say about GQuuuux. That's too different from Micah. It has a lot of, and I don't talk to Micah. He doesn't know I exist. So, but I kind of share a lot of the same thoughts. It has a lot of interesting ideas, and I think I agree with him in the fact that I don't want it to be fine. Where's Char? And I do have to admit, I didn't know any of the characters' names because I don't think, other than the Xeon guys, I don't know anybody said their names. Like, I think the red-haired girl is named Amato? No, I don't think there's a toe. I think it's Amata. And Nan? Is that the carrier girl? I don't know anybody else. Those are the names. I don't remember Lieutenant Dipshit who was flying the Gundam originally. I can't remember the other Gundam names because Gundam names are weird as all hell. So, but it has a lot of interesting ideas. I like to see where it's going. I agree with Micah. I have to really agree with him that I don't give a shit about the clan battles. The two Zaku's we saw fighting outside the colony that Xeon ran into, they made illegal mobile suit battles look like the gayest thing ever. Like it was like two drunk guys in giant machines just going. It's like, Also, I just have problems with the logistics. Logistics are kind of a problem with me for a lot of things. You'll find out. The logistics of we have a giant illegal mobile suit fights in a colony which is pretty much mapped out. I know colonies are a lot bigger than they think, but still, colonies aren't that big in comparison of like how are you gonna hide a 4-story machine? Like the guy, not only are you gonna how are you gonna hide a 4-story machine? How are you gonna maintain it? Store it, maintain it, find parts for the damn thing, and then they're fighting like right outside the colony. It's like you can't tell me there's not fucking cameras on the outside of that damn colony that everybody's like, oh yeah, the secret illegal underground mobile suits fight. Yeah, I see it right outside the airlock window deal or the sky screen. It's like, yeah, they're right there. One of the maintenance guys saw one last week for free. It's like the concept sucks to me. Like I kind of hate to do it, but it's like in Rick and Morty, in that Rick and Morty episode when he meets the Fly. It's like, it's like there's 1,000 things interesting about me, and it's not sandwiches. So for me, GQuuuux, there's 1,000 things interesting about GQuuuux. The clan battles are nothing to me, and I hope they're not being. I hope they don't get focused on. So, my big thing with GQuuuux too. I really hate the designs. Like, I know Micah said he kind of... I'm sorry to keep bringing up Micah. I watched his video, like, literally yesterday, so... but I wanted my own opinion, because I couldn't picture... I was listening while driving, so I couldn't see any of the photos he had up. So I wanted to see what the designs looked like, and holy shit. They look like ass. Like, every... I'm sorry, but every time I saw one of the machines, it always seemed like they had their thruster crotch rocket on display. It's like, oh boy, the Gundam looked like a the GQuuux Gundam looked unfinished to me. It just felt so weird. Like it looked like it looks like if somebody saw an RX-78 the RX-72, and then an impressionist painting of it. Ugh. And then there's the Saikamu system with the supposed new type kit. I never liked new types. I hate that empath psychic ability bullshit. It's the worst. It's the worst psychic ability in my opinion. It's like being on the Planeteers and you get to be the heart guy. I guess at least new types are more useful than the heart guy. But it's just out of all the psychic sci-fi powers, the whole I can kind of feel your emotions, so I can kind of maybe predict what you're gonna do faster. It's kind of cool. But it's also kind of a shit ability. Yeah, I guess controlling a robot with your mind is kind of cool. I don't know. It makes me think of Quattro from Wing. Some people think he had like new type powers, and I'm glad that was never really a main thing in Wing. Like at the end of Gundam GQuuux. Like I said, I didn't see Char's counterattack, so I didn't know there was a scene where Char and Amuro turned into particles along with their Gundams, which is magical. I hate it. If you start off with magical sci-fi nonsense, I'm fine with it, but I hate it when you go from semi-realistic sci-fi science, like I can get behind the Gundam engineering, I can get behind the Minovsky particles, I can get behind you made a nuclear generator the size of 4 fridges. I can get behind that because it's kind of like an engineering feat. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have scientists here that are really looking forward to those days when we have nuclear generators the size of fridges. And I was willing to accept the new type psychic bullshit. But the turning into space dust was kind of jumping the shark for me a little bit. Not enough to get me out of the series as a whole, but it's just in GQuuux when I saw that, I just thought, what the fuck is going on? Like I said, I never saw Zeta. I never saw Double Zeta. They sound awesome. I'll have to watch them sometime. I got them queued up. But I don't like the look of the Zeta gun, to be honest. I don't like the design of it. I don't have any desire to watch Seed, but the Zeta Gundam, something about its face I don't like. I don't know. It's weird. It looks. I'm not sure how to put it into words. I just don't like the way. I don't. Nothing against the show. I haven't watched the show yet. It looks. The clips I've seen from the show look awesome. It looks like it's going to have some great mobile suit battles. It sounds like it's some really crazy war stuff in it. Sounds awesome. It all sounds awesome. I just don't like the look of the Zeta Gundam. I just don't like it. I guess I don't like it because it has the Wave Rider form, which the Wing Zero and the Zero Gundam have the Wave Rider forms, so they look fine. So I'm used to that kind of stuff, and then the Zeta one just kind of looks. I can see it's like when you see the finished version versus the prototype, But I don't mean to keep harping on Zeta. I don't have the qualifications to really harp on it. Those are just my aesthetic impressions of it. So yeah, I had notes for Backwater Old Man and Swordmaster, but I guess GQuuux was just a little bit more on my mind. I'm also running out of time right now. The timer's ticking down, so. But yeah. It was the first time I ever watched anything on Amazon Prime, I guess. So there's that. I always thought Amazon Prime was the shittiest streaming service. Mostly because half the shit I wanted to watch, it's like, oh, you gotta purchase this to watch it. It's like, fuck you. If I wanted to purchase then I'm gonna get the DVD off Amazon, which I know some people don't like that, but I can't. I live in the middle of nowhere. I can't scour the land looking for anime DVDs when the closest place to do that is literally an hour and a half away. That's for the bigger city stuff. You know, there's smaller cities, but every smaller city that has like a college in it here, just a state college, nothing important. But they always have the big animes. You know, they'll have Naruto. They'll have enough Naruto to shove down your throat. But and Bleach and the big ones, and you'll see Ghibli. Usually, if something's happened, like you'll see Hellsing a lot there. Actually, I think when the new Ranma anime came out, they had a few DVDs out. I wasn't really looking. It's hard to look nowadays, but yeah. Anyways, I'm rambling here, and I got like 5 more minutes on this timer, so I'm just gonna. So I might as well just keep talking about Gundam, I guess maybe. Well, I might include. Yeah. Sorry. I'm a little off the horse right now for recording videos. I haven't done it in a month. I'm trying to make. I got a plan to make it a little more habitable, I guess, but. Yeah. So. I guess the quick thing on Backwater Old Man, and Swordmaster. Old Man Sword. I'm gonna call it Old Man Swordmaster. I like the premise of the show. Barrel. Garden Ant. Yeah. I like him as a protagonist. Like he's that right mix of humble master, but not. I don't find him annoying. Like, if he never fought anybody, he must have fought somebody that, I don't know if you want to say ruined his confidence, or he must have fought at least somebody skilled enough at some point to be humble like that. But it's interesting for him to be this master that taught a lot of students that went out into the world and achieved great things and doesn't let it go to his head. So he's nice in that way. He's humble enough that you like him, you know, so he's not a bastard. But he's not so humble that he's annoying. And the type of annoying protagonist that I'm talking about is what you see in the Unaware Meister. I can't say that word. Unaware it's whatever, Alter Rosalia. No, Ryza? What was that show called? Thyza. That was the meme. Anyways, forget about that. Like Kurt, what's his name, and the Unaware Altier. He is an example of being so humble, and he's so humble and so down on himself that it's like disgusting in a way. I don't know how to say it. You just listen to him moan about him being this. I'm nobody important, you know. Yeah, you know. I suck at everything. These people got to be so much skilled in there. It's the example of being too humble, in my opinion. Like it's just so fucking annoying, you know. And part of it is it's one of the. Now I'm getting into Unaware. Damn. I don't know if I want to get into that right now. I'm going to rant about that. I'm watching the show, but he's just he as a protagonist is so uninteresting to me that the rest of the show, the only interest I have in the show is everybody else and all the politics he's affecting. Everything, him as a character himself, I just can't fucking stand him. But everybody else is a hot anime girl, so that seems to be cool. We'll see where that goes. We'll see if it keeps being good. I'm struggling to call it good. Enjoyable, but I'm really enjoying Swordmaster. I'll keep watching that. I'll probably do a better video on that, but I'm gonna give GQuuuux a try. I'm gonna see where it goes. Hopefully, it doesn't end like Gundam Witch did. Gundam Witch, yeah. Gundam Witch was just diarrhea at the end. I like the battle with Setsuna, but maybe I might have to get into. I might have to get into more. I might have to do a bonus round of. Okay, I'll do a quick bonus round. I'm gonna do a quick bonus round of why I hate why I don't like the Gundams in GQuuux. I'm just gonna do a quick rant about that, and then I'm gonna log off and finish up this video. What I hate about GQuuux is I hated their concept of Gundams. I hated that the Gundams was a software update. That's my impression. I don't know if that was accurate or not, but I hated that the Gundams were just these machines. It's like, oh, they got the special system, which I know a lot of Gundams have special systems. There's a Zero system, the exam system. Like, there's a lot of systems in the place, but it's like not just the Gundams, but all the machines looked goofy in GQuuux. They felt I don't know how to say it. It just felt like shit. Like, other than Ariel, I couldn't tell you what any of them. I couldn't pick any of the Gundams out in a line. I can't even remember the Gundam Setsuna. Setsuna is not sounding right. So I can't remember. I can't remember her name now. I can't remember the redhead girls from GQuuux now. But anyway, I just hated the Gundams having this super software system that somehow hurt the pilot. And then it has like an antivirus mode that makes it worthless unless you have like a high enough score that supersedes the Gundam antivirus thing. It just was and it's like did it make the machines faster? That's another thing that I have problems with sometimes. I ran machines. You know, I ran machines from when I was young. You know, I ran tractors, I ran skid loaders, I ran heavy machinery. Just because, you know, you can do a lot of things if you improve your program, but you know, if I put a new CPU or operating system in my computer, it'll make my computer run better for sure, but it's not going to make for the most part, it's not going to make a combine run any better. It's not going to make a tractor run any better. You can kind of touch things up with the computer and rev up your engine and get more RPMs out of it. But the problem when you do that is when you rev up your RPMs beyond what the governor has set, you're going to start destroying your engine, and then you're destroying your machine. This was a bad. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here. Yeah, I should plug stuff. I'm going to make sure I have my intro video for my book. I made like a quick animated trailer. It's not great, but it's what I've been working on for the past month. And a little bit. Yeah. Well, I was practicing animation for the most part. That took a lot of time. But I hope you can... I'll try to have links down below. But if you're interested in the stuff I write fantasy. I say Western fantasy, but I also mean like cowboy... not exactly cowboys. It'd be more Victorian area, I guess. Or not Victorian. Civil War era, sorry. I gotta come up with I gotta write a good tagline, and I gotta stick with it. I write fantasy. It's a lot of sword swinging, spell slinging, and gun slinging in it. So, I'll give it a try. If the trailer intrigued you, I'm gonna keep working on that. Get it better. I repeated that for some reason. All right, I gotta get wrapped up here. So, y'all have a good day. I'm gonna try and stay on the saddle this time and keep doing videos. But I'm gonna just try being on a Sunday only schedule. I gotta get through spring planting here, and then I like to be active in the summer. I like to be outside. I live up north where it gets cold and shitty, so I like to be outside when it's nice. So forgive me for that, but I'll keep trying to do one video a week if I can. It'll kind of vary. It'll be either stuff like this or it's going to be animations. I'll try and do more. I'm going to try and do more of my character talks too. But we'll see where that goes. I should probably do some more stuff involved with writing, because that's the main thing I kind of do is I write a lot. But anyways, that's enough of me. See you later. Bye.